Hey there guys, what's going on? Sir Sandy, welcome back to Nostalgic Train. Just so you know, this is an 18 plus game, just I'm putting that out there so no one gets pissy with me. There are dark topics in this, so please, viewer discretion is advised. Anyway, if you guys are new, make sure you go back to the first episode, there's a playlist, as always, and yeah. So where do we have to go now? Oops. Over there, I think. Now I wonder. And we go this way. We go across. Oops. Oh, you can jump. What's the jump button? Square. Look at me, man. Go across the rocks. Okay. A white glob of something is bobbing between the stones of the gently flowing river. I crouch down and pick it up. Amid the warm summer air, paper damped by the cool water sticks to my fingers. The water damage means I can hardly read any of it. It seems like a mixture of different papers. The part I can read looks like a plane ticket. The destination is somewhere overseas. Someone is trying to leave the country. So why is their ticket an expensive and important item down here in the river? Was it even used? In the same moment, I'm surrounded by the white light again, and the real comes back into view. I'm inside an old house with the majestic beams across the ceiling. Slap! The sound of a hand on a cheek rings out. That's it. I'm finished with you. A young girl who looks in her teens is pressing her hand to her cheek and glaring at an elderly man. It could be her grandfather. No, more likely her father. His face is bright red and he is breathing hard in anger. At the side, there's a young man sitting in a suit. His eyes are round in surprise at the father suddenly hitting his daughter, frozen in place in surprise. I'll never allow this. The old man is thin and doesn't look in good condition. He's breathing hard, struggling to overwhelm the young girl. Hearing the commotion, the neighbours have also started to gather. Hey, what's going on here? Hitting your daughter? Have you finally lost it, old timer? They come into the house with the mud from the field still on their shoes, grabbing the old man and holding him back. Yukiko, are you okay? Yukiko is holding her cheek, tears in her eyes. But luckily her father doesn't seem that strong. She stands up and goes over to grab her bag from the corner of the room. I'm never coming back here again. This is the last time we will ever see each other. With that, she runs out. With the sound of the door slamming closed, my awareness returns to my body. It seems this ticket is involved in the dispute between that old father and his daughter. Something about her trying to leave home. I cling to the wet paper, but nothing else comes to me. I look around, seeing if there's anything else that might provide a link to the real world. His ticket was washed down the river and got caught between these rocks. That means it had to have come from upriver. There's a spot where you can look down over the waterfall up the steps in front of me. Maybe it fell from up there. I need to take a look. Gotta remember that this is probably translated from Japanese, so it is a little jank. I keep doing that. We got a house. And then we got like a turnaround spot for the bus. And a little shed. Another little notice board. There's more paper here, half buried in the dirt. I pick it up. It's another piece of a plane ticket. That's not all. There's other scraps of paper here. I pick them up and try to jigsaw them back together. It takes me a moment to work out what I'm looking at a portrait, neatly drawn in pencil. I close my eyes and think of the person drawn here, and the light spreads around me once again. This time it's just the father from before. He's standing up here, looking out over the waterfall. He has the ticket and the pencil drawing in his hand. The picture is of a young, beautiful woman. She looks like the girl from the previous vision, but perhaps a little older. The face of her sister, then, or perhaps her mother. The man looks at it intently, held in his dry and wrinkled hand, and then he scrunches it up. Then he rips them up using both hands and throws the scraps toward the waterfall. They flutter down like beautiful butterflies. He stands there a while longer, as though in a daze. He finally looks up and heads off back towards his house, his feet dragging behind him. I wonder at the power of his emotions, that they could have made him want to crush the dreams of his daughter. Is it purely a response to not wanting her to leave? I should follow after him. He heads off straight down the path. That's where the memory ends. I decide to follow and look for further clues along the way. Wait, that path? No, I think it's the road, okay. Let's do a bit of a sprint. I see the back of the man again. He continues along this path. Okay. Look at the bamboo. Bro, and the rice. Crouch down and have a look at the rice. Cool. Some rice paddies there. This must be the house. I like this. This is a really just peaceful game. Obviously the topics that they're talking about aren't peaceful, but just walking around is nice. I can see the mind of the old man. He is seething with anger, beset by sadness. Okay. I think I'm in the wrong place. I think I'm supposed to go down the road even further. Well, we'll just check. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go further down the road. Maybe it's this house? Yeah. All the way down here. This is strange. I can't see the old man any longer. Although I'm pretty sure this is his house. This isn't going to work if I can't follow his memories. Focus, I repeat that to myself, closing my eyes and straining with my other senses. Over there, I think I hear voices from that direction. I look toward the ocean and see a faint light. I should head over and see what it is. Toward the ocean? So this is his house, okay. We gotta go toward the ocean. Which is this direction. Oh. Just make sure I didn't miss one. I hear a man's voice murmuring gently. The voice of a young woman replies, a little shy, a little playful. Okay. Is this the man in the suit, maybe? What is he? Maybe they were eloping. A man in his mid-20s, dressed in a perfectly maintained suit, is talking to a young woman. It's the two that I already saw, back in her father's house. The man is sitting to the girl named Yukito, with his arm casually wrapped around her shoulders. He has glasses with a sparkling silver rim, and beautifully styled hair that remains completely in place, even the beneath the blazing sun. His skin is a little pale, making his white teeth pop when he smiles. She seems open to the kindness he's showing her. Her cheeks gently flush as they talk. Hey, think of it like this. This side of the tracks is the world that you grew up in. A place filled with restraints, I almost said restaurants, restraints, unpleasant memories, all the things that hold you back, that could hold you back. But you've obtained wings, beautiful wings, the wings of talent. Oh, please, I wouldn't call myself talented. I'm telling you the truth. Was there a single soul who didn't praise your winning entry in the art exhibit? But even if you've such beautiful wings, they're meaningless if you don't know how to fly. That's what I need. Yes, once you know how to fly, you can easily leave this dusty old world behind and cross to the other side. Cross the oceans, cross the skies, and live the life that you want, Yukiko. My board are ready to sign off on supporting your studies overseas. I'm here to teach you how to fly, that's all. There's nothing for you to be worried about. So this girl is a talented artist, and the man is here from some organization that wants to support her studying overseas. But I'm still worried. Worried about what? What could you ever need to worry about? With me here alongside you, I'll help to convince your father, you'll see. I pick up the rest of the situation from more fragments of their conversation. It seems she submitted papers stating her guardian's approval to the organization that wishes to sponsor her, but only by forging her father's signature. This man has now come to try and help her explain the situation to the man. It's more than that, though. Something deeper. I've always had my place in life pushed onto me. That's been the only place I've had. To fly away from all of that, like you say, that doesn't feel like me at all. She starts to explain everything. Her father had suffered a great deal when he was younger, losing his family in the war, and finally got married later than most people. Yukiko was his only daughter, a gift late in his life. She had lost her mother at a young age. My mother always seemed so fragile, like she knew, thinking back, was somehow aware of this impending end of her life. I have memories of her worrying about whether her husband and daughter would be able to carry on without her. Worries not from a financial perspective, but a mental one. I think now that maybe those are false memories, though, created as I observed my father become more difficult after her passing, and became harsher on me. Watching his suffering was harder for me than her death itself. The fear that caring for me was placing a burden on my father cast a long shadow on my own heart. He was sad she was gone, but didn't seem happy at all I was still alive. Maybe I was unconsciously aware of that. Once, when something sad happened and I was crying, my father called out my mother's name, muttering to himself, asking why she was gone. I was always treated as less, handled as less than my mother, the woman who could never return. As I became a teenager, my father became even harder to handle, even more isolated. I then talked with him less and less. He would get angry or complain at me, purely driven by his own personal feelings. He didn't feel at all like he considered me to be his daughter, like he had any place for me in his life at all. The only person he could truly accept in his heart, in all this wide world, was my mother, the one person who was no longer here. He had no interactions with our neighbours. I started to think of him as a weak, pathetic human being. After school each day, I wanted to spend as little time in the house with him as possible. I would take my sketchbook and go out alone to the beach, into the woods, and start drawing. I especially love it around here, along this path leading down to the ocean. I might have found some friends to play with, but there was something lonely about me, just like my father. Until my third year of high school, I'd only really sketched scenery. Then one day I wanted to hold on to my fading images of my mother's face, and so I drew her in pencil. That's the piece that won the prize. I drew it to escape from the place I was being forced into. So it's strange to suddenly be told I do have wings, that I can finally be free. The girl finishes speaking, looking down at her own feet. The man listens quietly to her entire story, and then he tells her again that she has nothing to worry about and everything is going to be fine. The girl turns her head, embarrassed. After you've gone over, I'm going to be coming right away on business. We'll see each other again almost immediately. He casually places his hand on her own. At those words, her expression brightens immeasurably as she looks up at the man. They spend a minute in silence, and then the man speaks again. For today, let me explain the whole study abroad process to your father. Then we'll have him meet with the board in Tokyo. And after that, you'll just have to wait for your departure date. All the hassle, all the red tape, all the money, we'll handle everything. You don't need to worry. The man checks his watch and suggests they go back to the house. They walk together. I watch them go and see a light beyond them. That same house again. I should go and see what happens next. Jesus, I need a drink and the throat is getting very dry. Oh god, okay, let's head back to the house. What are these things? The floating things, I've seen them. Are they like dandelions? Alright, let's head to the house. There's more paper on the veranda. Next to it, what looks like the girl's bag. The paper is a plane ticket as I expected, but not yet ripped up. Upon noticing these things, the same kind of scenes fill my head that I saw when I picked up the ripped up ticket on the riverbed. The father, daughter, and the same young man all sitting around a table in a tatami-floored room. This seems to be just before the girl was slapped and stormed out, the relationship between the two clearly strained, with tension humming in the air, as they avoid any talk beyond anything absolutely necessary. You're going overseas? Without even consulting me? You haven't even graduated high school yet. I can't allow this. His daughter obstinately states she will leave as soon as she graduates. What have you ever done for me as my father? Why to arrogantly oppose my dreams now? Her words are sharp, as though unleashing all of her pent-up disappointment with her father. Her expression says she's only imparting something that's already been decided, and her father should have no further say. On the table there are copies of her entry documents for an overseas art school, her plane tickets, and all sorts of material showing how far this idea has come. It's clearly far more than just a pipe dream. His daughter, makes her final proclamation. She's going into Tokyo to meet with the people setting up her study overseas. The old man grabs his daughter's hand. Please, at least stay until the anniversary of your mother's death. I have my own future all ahead of me, but all of you ever talk about is mother. You're cold to everyone, unloved by anyone. Just live in your loneliness with your memories of a dead woman. That's when the old man raises his hand against his daughter. The neighbors rush in the commotion just like before. The daughter grabs her bag and dashes out of the house, heading toward the station. Her shoes not even on properly. The man gives a quick bow to the father, heads out after her. The father watches them leave in stunned silence. Alone again, he stands up and takes a sealed letter from the back of the drawer. On the envelope it says, Dear Yukiko, congratulations on your high school graduation. Your loving mother. A letter for her daughter that she left before she passed away. Is this how everything I love must leave me? The old man mutters to himself from the dark room. He looks down at the documents and then he notices something on the ground. A piece of paper, her ticket for the flight overseas. It seemed she dropped it in her hurry to grab her bag and rush out of the house. Then there's the picture her daughter drew of her mother. Her father picks it up, looks at it for a while, having seemingly made up his mind to leave the house and heads for the falls. After watching him go, the scenery blurs and fades. I think it's over. I think it's over. But then a different scene appears before me. The girl is crying, looking at her father with anger seething in her eyes just before her departure. She's discovered the pieces of the plane ticket. Why? Why would she do this? She stands up and quietly leaves the house, looking shell-shocked and hollow. It's time for the train to Tokyo to depart. She can't make it for the plane now. If she had found out about this sooner, if she had a little more knowledge about how these things work, she might be able to resolve the issue. But she doesn't seem to have the capacity for such rational thought at the moment. She's depressed, dejected, and nothing more. Her father lets her go, his expression completely unchanging, with no hint of what he's thinking. Okay. We go back down here. I look around, but I've lost sight of her. I need to keep searching. Oops. Somewhere around here. Ah. No sign of her here. Maybe she went to the station. Yeah. Went to the station. Oh, is that water moving? No, I thought it wasn't moving for a second. Okay. Oh, Yukiko. All set to head out? I asked my daughter to come and see you off, but she's got something else on today. I'm sorry about that. Well, these are all people like... You're just say, you know, see you later. Looks like Yukiko made a call from here, but no one picked up. Maybe the dude in the suit. Just so. I thought Yukiko was leaving today, but she left the station and went back towards her house. I can't see her at the station either. She on the train? Nope. So, yes, go back up toward the house. I just have a quick check down here. Oh, nothing there. The crowd. Oh, here we go. Whenever she got upset as a child, she always used to hide in the bamboo grove next to the temple, which is here. You in here, child? Teenager? What are the reasons you were putting? Oh wait, I think I found it. Oh, this is the temple. Thanks for letting me know again. I glimpsed someone among the bamboo. It has to be Yukiko. Okay. Alright. Okay. She's walking toward the ocean, tears flowing down her cheeks. Oh no. This is the thing we saw from the train. The shrine thing. Okay, let's see here. Maybe this is the spot she talked about where she would come to sketch and get away from her father. She continues to walk forward, unsteady on her feet. Maybe she's imagining herself flying on those wings she was promised. In the distance, I see the train depart the station and start to pick up speed. Yukiko still isn't looking ahead of herself. All she can see is the future now that's now lost to her. Nothing more. Before I realize the train is right there, it's approaching at high speed. Everything is smothered by its clattering for one instant of action. The oncoming train hits her, sending her body flying through the air, as though she really has grown incredible wings. It's strange how beautiful I think she looks in this moment. I don't know if this was born from some self-destructive impulse. But of course she doesn't actually have wings and crumples back to the ground at almost once. Blood pools around her. The train carries on, no one aboard aware of what happened. Then a dark world lingers for a long time. Eventually, someone living nearby notices her lying there. People start to panic, calling for an ambulance. The nurse from the school rushes to the scene. There's no sign of her father in the crowd. She is placed on a stretcher and carried off toward the station. I can't believe it, all because her father ripped up her ticket. This surely isn't what he wanted to happen. Reeling from this tragic turn of events, I decide to head toward the station and see how everything finally plays out. Okay. Can I walk along the tracks, or is that a stupid idea? Let's go across the track. Whee! Jesus. I thought maybe this game would be like really light-hearted and kind of just, walk around, explore, but it's very emotional. It's very powerful. It's really, really good. I really like it. People from the town are gathered in front of the station. They all have serious faces. I hear them mention a funeral. So she did pass away. The accident killed her. I gripped my hands, almost unable to bear it. But no, I listened more, and it seems a man has died. Her father. He had been sick for a long time, but never went to the doctor and then suddenly collapsed. His daughter survived and was discharged from a hospital a while ago, but severed all ties with her father and never returned to Natsuguri. One of the people comments that with her father having destroyed her dreams of studying overseas, Yukiko probably won't even return for his funeral. I'm unable to withstand the pain of this reality and shake my head from side to side until the real world fades away. How did it all come to this? Are we playing as Yukiko? That's what I have a feeling we are. The gossiping people and their gossiping voices fade, and the empty Natsugiri reappears around me. I realize I still have the plane ticket in my hand. It's the one that fell onto the floor when the three of them were talking in the house. In the world I just saw her father found this and ripped it up. But what if he never found it? Okay, we go on the train. There it is, the sound of the railway crossing. Am I meant to ride the train again? With this ticket in hand, am I meant to save this sad world? Okay. Natsugiri. Arch down and get that lovely cool shot. Okay. Here we go again. Oop. Let's go this side now and just have a look. A look-see, shall we?
Here we are back at the station.
Another scene from the real world appears before me. Yukiko has a bag that looks too big for her over one shoulder and is dragging a trunk behind her. She's walking around the station looking all around with an anxious expression on her face. All the meetings are finished, she's back from Tokyo, and the time to depart is almost at hand. She's got all her things packed up and come to the station. But with one caveat, she can't find her plane ticket. She's asking all the people around her if they've seen it, a piece of paper, her precious ticket. Then she's in the phone box, perhaps calling the man from the Tokyo organization, but she can't seem to reach him. With a prayer on my lips, I take the ticket in my hand and place it on the edge of the bench. She comes over and slumps down on the bench, shaking her head, unsure what to do next. Then she looks to the side and finds the ticket that I just put down. Her eyes widen and she reaches out for it. Whatever is it doing here? She can't believe it. She traces her name with her finger, making sure it's actually her own ticket. I lost it. I'm sure it was lost. Of course, after telling my father that day, I dashed out of the house with my bag still open. Then I came to the station to head to the meeting in Tokyo. The ticket must have dropped out then. This is a quiet station, so it's been just sitting here the whole time. Her expression brightens as she explains the situation to herself. I found it. Thank you for your help. She speaks loudly to the station staff and the old couple waiting for the bus stop. The old lady smiles happily, taking her hand and telling her to be careful on her travels. She asks if Yukiko will be back in the future. She knows the girl is going very far away. No, I doubt it. After I graduate, I'm planning on living over there. I'll find work there too. I probably won't be back until I'm really settled in. But please write. The old lady gives a wry chuckle, commenting on how there isn't much here and that she probably won't want to see her stubborn old father either. Yukiko responds by casting her eyes downward, silently accepting this. Feels to me like she may never return. Her heart is filled with relief at finding the ticket, hope for her studies abroad, the release of escaping from her father, and her dreams of meeting up with the man from the organization once she gets to her destination. She proudly climbs aboard the almost deserted train, trunk and all, and leaves Nat Skiri behind. I've no idea if she'll succeed overseas. She hasn't made up with her father prior to her departure, and she may never get another chance to repair that relationship. But having finally obtained her wings, she flies freely into the sky. A sky where huge clouds and a deep, merciless, massive blue spread before her. Okay. I did it again. Camera's glitching. There are some older ladies standing around talking in front of the station. Maybe I can hear something about Yukiko's time overseas. A friend in Tokyo happened to tell me something, pure coincidence, that there's that man in a suit who was around here from that overseas study group. He came with Yukiko a few times, right? A friend of mine knows him, or knows of him at least. She said he's quite the playboy. Every time she sees him, he is a different woman on his arm, apparently. I hear more gossipy voices. Someone else in the ground suddenly points. Hey, look over there. Everyone turns to look toward the bridge. It's Yukiko's father. He's walking toward the station with a dazed look on his face. I'm glad to see he seems to be clinging onto this world. But he doesn't look to be in top condition. The sickness is probably close to taking him. The gossips say nothing. Embarrassed looks on their faces, just waiting for the man to pass by. But he comes up to them and speaks to them, his voice dry and raspy. She's left, has she? He asks. Yes, I told her to go do her best, one of them replies. You saw her off, that's good then. She's a lonely child, like me. He looks at the empty, quiet platform for a moment, and then totters off unsteady on his feet again. His retreating back looks so sad. In the world before I hid the tickets, he was a terrible father who crushed his daughter's dreams. But something nags at me. He crosses the bridge and heads away again. I decide to follow after him. Okay. We walk toward the ocean. Oh no, he doesn't get hit by the train, does he? Oh, well, the train's already gone, I think. I keep crouching. The old man crosses the tracks and then takes a look around, a little puzzled. Before I changed things, this was the spot where his daughter was hit by the train. The old man stares blankly into the air, eyes unfocused, but looking exactly at the space where his daughter was sent flying by the train. Maybe he's momentarily being affected by something from another world. Then he snaps back to himself and continues toward the 6 Jizo statues. Jizo statues, should I say? These are the Jizo statues. The old man stops in front of the Jizo statues. It's like he's looking into some distant world again. I remember the stories behind the 6 Jizo. When people are reborn, they are placed into one of 6 worlds. Might be the human world, or a hell-like place, or heaven. Wherever someone is born, however, their soul cannot escape from pain and suffering. The 6 Jizo are the ones who save those souls from their pain, with one of each of the possible 6 worlds. I realize he has placed his hands on what looks like a small pile of stones at the side of the statues. It seems to be something he has close attachment with. He starts to cry, softly, keeping his sobs quiet. Yes, everything has left me, that's what he mutters. Yukiko had talked about her father had lost his own parents and his wife when he was still young himself. Maybe the pile of stones is for someone from his family, everyone he loves leaving him behind. It can't be an easy life. Maybe he is here, cursing these Jizo for this fate he had to lead. Or maybe he is begging for their aid. I watch the old man standing weathered by the sea breeze. Then the memories from the real world cut out, and I'm back in my own empty Nasaguri. Having witnessed memories from the real world and getting involved again, I took back the plane ticket from that stubborn, sad old man. Helped his daughter to make her dreams come true. Maybe she'll never know about the suit's philandering ways, or have a chance for an open and honest discussion with her father. Even so, there has to be a better world. It has to be better than a world full of despair for all. With her having to give up on her dream so close to its realization, I have to believe that, and believing it is the only thing I can do. I stand there for a long time. Another failure to return to my own world, and another failure to find common memory with the people of Natsuguri. My hands start to feel strange, and I bring them up to my face. They are both semi-transparent. I can see the grass on the ground behind them. I squeeze my eyes tightly closed. and then open them again to see my hands are back to normal. What's the meaning of this then? It's like my body is fading away. Is this how I will return to my own world? Or if I don't hurry up, will I vanish completely? If I'm going to vanish though, where will I go next? Into the light, or merged into that darkness? Wow. Whoa. I'm back in the heavy, oppressively cold depths of the ocean. I move my hands and my legs in desperation. I want to return to the light. The chaos I create by thrashing around does create some light for just a moment, but that soon vanishes into darkness again. If the hollow emptiness around me is just going to swallow everything, what's the point in even resisting? What's the point in craving illumination? What lies beyond my intervention in the world of these people of Natsuki? If I want answers from the heavy, cold depths around me, it doesn't seem like I'm going to get them. Natsugiri Memory Fragment 2 complete. Father and daughter. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, rating, comment, subscribe. It's probably been a long one because I left in part of the other one. I might try and just put them in as chapters. I don't know. Let's see how the edit goes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, rating, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Nostalgic Train.